We headed to not quite New York City, supposed to be New Jersey, overlooking the city. I ain't never been here before for dinner, but Ariana Jones gave us this recommendation because she knows New York City and the outskirts like the back of her hand. Mama Nat, Aunt Nat, my boo Nat, she got all different types of titles. So we just came off one of our biggest weeks ever in business, and we're out here in New Jersey. Sienna's trip out here for her beauty pageant, so she qualified for nationals. And one of the things that I wanted to showcase is us spending time together as a family and as a unit, finally getting a chance to unwind. But I just wanted my family to be able to tell you what I've been doing this whole time since I got here, up until right now, up until this moment.
Always working.
What is, no, I haven't seen him. Probably working.
It's like, you're always working.
Grind, grind, grind.
Look here and do it.
Out here in New Jersey / New York City behind me, and all I can think about is the amount of sacrifice that it took to create this type of opportunity. A lot of this city was built on the backs of immigrants. It was built on the backs of people that nobody ever thought that they would have this opportunity. A lot of them never even spoke the English language. The more I'm here, the more I see people that are first generation, second generation immigrants just blowing it out of the water. Sometimes we get trapped in our own mindset because we don't expose ourselves to how big this world really is and how small we really are on the dot of a map, the problems and the issues that we go through. If we're gonna love the sunshine and rainbows, we gotta be able to accept the thunderstorms and the lightning and the clouds and the rainy days that come in life and take those with a grain of salt. So I wanna encourage you guys out there to look at how big of a world that we live in. Sacrifice right now to create some opportunity for yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't let anybody tell you what you can't be. We're in the land of the free. We're in the land of opportunity. We're in the land of a place that people were built on the backs of immigrants, people that came here on boats and created opportunity for themselves and so many other people. We're in a land of people where you could just look up and see success story after success story. People that were born with nothing. So many times I see people that they'll say, man, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I was as motivated. There's no better time than right now for you to get motivated to start creating the life of your dreams. This land that we step on, this ground that we walk on, this country that we live in is fertilized right now for you to go out there and grind and create opportunity for yourself. Stop watching other people. Stop being a spectator and get yourself in the game and start making the sacrifices necessary to create the opportunity that it is that you want for you and your family. Start today. Start grinding. Get ready. It's a new day. Create some opportunity. Let's get it. Can't help but to dream big looking at this stuff. Can't help but to see how big of a world that we live in, how much opportunity is out there, how small our problems are in the grand scheme of things. Why not you? Why not now? Even on the road, we're gonna get up in the morning, 5:30 a.m., hitting this mind, body, and spirit, setting the tempo for the trip. Let's get it. Nobody in here. Just me and this treadmill, me and these weights. Another one in the books. Let's win, mind, body, and spirit. It's a way to start the day off. Keep yourself balanced and complete. Let's get it.
Hey, Daddy.
You look so pretty. Hi, babe.
Your picture is
Just getting back from New Jersey. It's almost midnight. Clock is already set. I'm gonna sleep in 5:30. Gonna hit the gym, head to the office for an action-packed day. We got over $300,000 in bonuses being paid out. Some of our top people making over $20-some thousand. Big donation drive we're doing, and later on in the evening meeting up with some of our top managers. Every couple weeks I hook up with them, and we're going to be going to Jimmy Wan's, who we've spoken to in the past, and one of my favorite places to go in Cranberry to meet after we grind it out all day tomorrow. Speaking of grind it out, check out this new bag I got for my birthday. I don't know if you can see it. It says grind on it. Nat D got me that bag, so just making sure everybody understands and that we're clear that in my opinion, discipline is doing the things that you don't want to do when you don't feel like doing them, when you know that they need to get done. So you know, to me, discipline is doing what you need to do regardless of how you feel, regardless if you feel like doing it, as long as you know that it needs to get done. So tomorrow morning I know it has to get done. We got to get up, we got to work out, we got to train our spirit early in the morning, we got to get some books and some audio books in us. So tomorrow that's what we're going to be doing, leading the troops, continuing the momentum that we got cracking right now. What's up, all my grinders out there getting their grind on early this morning? Just wanted to start off with talking about, I just got back from my trip in New Jersey. Already I was back up at a little bit after 5 o'clock this morning on my grind. So the first thing I did this morning was spend some time in scripture and prayer. The second thing I did was listen to some audio books. Then I inspired some of my people that I'm blessed to lead. Now I'm headed to the gym. I really believe wholeheartedly that it's vital that you pour into yourself if you're going to be pouring into other people. That in order to feed other people, you have to feed yourself. It takes a spirit of humility and it takes discipline, because I understand that there's no way that I'm that good to consistently come up with new material and ways to educate my people and feed them just by the knowledge that I've been given alone, or the experiences that I have. And so I think that it's vital for me, out of respect to their talent, to continue to feed myself. And so I think a lot of people lack humility sometimes, and they think they got it all figured out, so they don't pour into themselves, or they don't read books and stuff of that nature. But you know, I believe I'm blessed with leading some of the most talented people walking the face of this earth. And so I respect that so much that I feel like I have to be on my A game more than I'm not on my A game, if not 99% of the time. And so that requires me feeding my own brain, feeding my own mind constantly and consistently in order to be able to feed them. Ignore the thought of, oh, I'm gonna go back to bed because I don't feel like getting up, or ignore the thought, I don't feel like reading, or whatever the excuse is. And when you start to put victories together day by day, learning to ignore what you feel like doing and doing what needs to get done, you'll be on your way to being great. Headed into the office, got a big day lined up today. Some meetings with some of the top leaders, agency meeting to celebrate our second biggest week in agency history, over $900,000 in business in 1 week. We got $300,000 in bonuses to pay out and celebrate residual income. And then after that, later on this evening, I'll be hooking up with some of our top leaders in the area. So I can't do it for everybody, but some of the core group of top leaders that we have, I start meeting with them every 2 weeks just to strategize, game plan, and tighten up that bond and spend some time as a unit. So stay tuned. Today should be an action-packed day. We're in temporary space right now as we're waiting to close on our new building that we're in the process of purchasing. So it should be jam-packed, which is good. Actually, it's been great for us. It's, you know, I thought numbers would be affected, but numbers have gone up in a little bit smaller of a temporary location. So I don't know what's up with that, but we'll take it. So let's get it, let's grind. Thank God it's Monday. What up, Jenny? Sess? Benny? Let's go, Brody.
All right, yo. How about St. Pete? St. Pete.
Shout out to all you superstars. So many records were broken this past week. I'm so proud of you. Britton Costa breaking an all-time record. Matty D breaking an all-time record. State College breaking an all-time record. James Kiefer and Tusing both breaking an all-time record together. In us having our second biggest week in the history of this agency. For those of you that are new, if you were to look up Torchmark Corporation, our parent company, this isn't just a small mom and pop. We just opened this 5 years ago. Torchmark's been around for, over 70 some years. American Income's been around for over 65 years. And Torchmark is a holdings company publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. They hold us and several other companies. For this past week, we were the #1 agency in all of Torchmark Corporation internationally, to put things in perspective, for us. So not only were we #1 here, not only were we #1 in our own company, but we were number one in all the companies. And we haven't even been here for 10 years yet. I mean, I'm talking about G.R.I.N.D a little bit over 9 years ago, and it's me and 3 people and my mother sitting on a couple milk crates, sorting out leads without no technology and no anything. We're just now picking up steam. We've shattered every record this company's had for an organization, period. And we're just now getting going. We're still young. And so right now we're looking for consistency. So let's carry this momentum. Okay, don't get lazy with all this money y'all just made. Go save that, tithe some, put that away, act like it never happened. Don't start getting lazy on me now. Put that aside and let's go make some more so we can help more people. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. Appreciate
Yes,
your effort last week. Let's be consistent.
Get it.
Come on. We're at Primanti's here in Pittsburgh. Got the squad out. It's Al's birthday today. 25. 25 years old. We can sing him happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. Love it. Salute. So Al just dropped 10 racks this week. What advice you got for somebody out there, not necessarily in our business, but you've been great. I think you've excelled thus far in your career. First of all, how much is your check this week?
$4,400.
$4,400. The 24 just turned 25. Not bad. So what advice would you give to somebody that's young? You just turned 25, graduated from West Virginia. What advice would you give to somebody, on being great?
Just don't give up.
Yep. A lot of people give up nowadays. They just, as soon as they get some adversity or some obstacles, they'll break or they'll give up. But the only way to do something special is to go through hurdles and obstacles and, and keep on moving. So what advice would you give for somebody to, not give up? What goes through your head to not give up when most people do? You know what I mean?
Have a long-term vision, knowing that what happens today doesn't necessarily make a huge impact on what's going to happen down the road, and just sticking with it, and realizing that it's a slow process. It's
Amen.
not going to happen overnight.
Amen. Phenomenal trainer. Got a heart of gold. And I've known this man for over 30 years. You believe that? 30 years. Over 30 years. J.A. in the house. Getting ready to meet up with Britton Costa and Mike Russin at Jimmy Wan's to talk some shop, celebrate a record week, and plan on the upcoming month. 7 o'clock, still out here grinding. 7 p.m. on a Monday, 12 years into the business. This is the stuff it takes to be great. Won't get home till after 9. Be back up again 5:30 tomorrow morning. Britton actually set the all-time record this past week for new trainees, people in their first 6 months in the business. So shout out to Britton Costa, the new all-time record holder, and Mikey Russin, who just blazed it up in Erie. We're gonna be doing a club night with some of the superstars in Erie because they won a contest for the highest office over quota. So we'll be celebrating with those guys. So stay tuned, getting ready to step into Jimmy Wan. Kicking it with my dog, Mikey Russin, after a record week. Britton Costa after a record week. Hanging out here at Jimmy Wan's like we do after we celebrate some victories. We get together a couple times a month. And so the question for today for you guys is gonna be, what advice would you have for a young entrepreneur? Somebody starting out and wanting to get into an entrepreneurial type business.
So what I would say is, number one is to be coachable. You gotta be willing to take advice from people that are more experienced than you, regardless of your background, of your education, or where you feel like you've done, or what you've accomplished in your life. And secondly is, I would say that you've got to embrace adversity and realize that adversity is something that's preparing you for something greater. So in other words, let's say you start off in business. Let's say you want to manage your own store. You want to start your own store someday. And the adversities that you go through starting your own store, a supermarket, if you plan on expanding expanding that supermarket and franchising it, you're going to have to coach your managers that are running your branches for you through the same problems that you went through when you started the business. So being coachable and being able to handle adversity and realizing that it's preparing you for a greater purpose.
Love it. Britton, what you got?
Starting new as an entrepreneur, you got to focus on what is important, what is the most important things to you in business, and what you got to do, and then you got to have specific measurable goals. It's got to be like measurable goals all the time. Everybody wants to put the end in mind, but there's a lot of short-term victories along the way all the time, and I think when you apply the short-term victories every single, whether it be a day or a week or a month, it really builds up fast and you start to catch some great momentum. And I think a lot of times people, and I'm gonna bounce off what Mike said, there's one-apreneurs and there's entrepreneurs, and I think entrepreneurs follow through. And I think that the way that they follow through is by having those small victories that lead to that great end result, and it's always by having measurable goals, all the time, and resetting those measurable goals daily.
Love it, y'all. With that vernacular, give us some words of that vocabulary, Nick.
I'm cashed out. I used it all.
Just getting home, 10 o'clock at night, a little bit after 10. A lot of people talk about grinding, but they don't really want to grind. I'm 12 years in the game in my business, just coming off a record week. And I think the issue is not how to come off a loss. A lot of people don't know how to come off a victory. They don't know how to come off of a win because they don't want to grind after they've already been successful. And so I think that there's a price to pay in order to keep your momentum. So we're just getting home Monday night, making it happen, grinding it out, and we'll be up here early in the morning tomorrow living that grind life. Ready for this. This is what it's gonna be. Just laughs the whole trip. I got my man Angelo Vina, my dude Big Perm in the house, and we getting ready to head to the Capitol Grill.